If I could wear these sunglasses while I did my makeup, I would never take them off. Hey guys, so I wanted to quickly jump on here. This is not going to be quick. What am I talking about? All of my videos I feel like are really long, and I just need to accept that I talk a lot and that I don't do makeup very fast. So, I recently got my Jeffree Star summer collection in the mail, and by that I mean I'm going to do a swatch video, but I decided not to do that because with this same package I also got the Beauty Killer palette. So this is Jeffree's only eyeshadow palette that he has released so far. Now that I'm done rambling, let's get started. So I'm starting by color correcting my face. This is a step that's completely optional and pretty much unnecessary unless you're a perfectionist like myself. So I am using the Smashbox color correcting pencil. They sell these in different shades, including light and dark shades depending on your skin tone. And then also including my dark spots, I'm also going to be trying to conceal a little bit of redness. So I'm going to go in with Urban Decay Naked Skin color correcting fluid in the green vial. And then I'm going to be taking a Sigma flat foundation brush and just buffing this all into my skin. And I want to really make sure that I'm not wiping away the product, so you really want to just buff in and take your time when doing this step, or else you're going to wipe away the product before putting on your foundation. And the foundation I'm going in with today is the Marc Jacobs Full Coverage Foundation. I believe I'm in the shade 12, and I'm just taking a damp beauty blender to apply that to my face because I've already used a kabuki brush on my face. I don't want to wipe away any of the product I'm putting underneath my foundation. I am just going to stamp a little flower-like pattern and just start applying that to my face. Like I said, if I was to use a brush, I would have more of a chance of wiping away the product I put underneath my foundation. So anytime that I put something like either if I'm concealing my face before foundation, which I do sometimes, or if I'm color correcting before foundation, I don't want to use a brush when applying my foundation, or else I'm going to wipe away that product underneath. Next, I'm taking the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer, and I'm applying that underneath my eyes and a little bit on my chin, just to brighten up my chin and underneath my eyes a little bit. Then I'm going in with the Anastasia's Beverly Hills concealer. I don't know why I couldn't think of what that was called. Going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer, and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush number 18, I believe, and I'm applying this to my forehead and down the bridge of my nose. Why I'm using two different concealers is because of the fact that they are two different shades. As you can see, the Anastasia concealer is more of my skin tone, and the Naked concealer is a little bit lighter, so it's going to be a little bit more brightening. I didn't want that much brightening on the center of my nose and my forehead today, but I did still want it underneath my eyes and my chin just to give me a little bit of light, but I'm already so white right now, it's ridiculous. Then I'm going to set that with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm going to be using my damp beauty blender to set the under eye area, and I'm also going to be setting a little bit of my cheeks as well, and then my forehead. I always set the parts of my face that I feel become the most oily throughout the day. Oh, look at that look. That's such a good look. But like I was saying, I always want to set the parts of my face that look the most oily throughout the day, and also because I concealed my eyelids as a way of priming them before using bright colors, I am going to take a fluffy brush and just go ahead and set those as well. I was going to use that really big brush, but then I changed to this like miniature version of it because I felt like that brush was just way too big, and this one worked a lot better. So for my eyes, I'm going to start by taking Courtney. And I was really impressed with how easily these shadows blended. I wasn't expecting them to blend so easily, but I'm going to apply Courtney into my crease. I'm really focusing on that outer corner, and then as I finish blending it into my crease, that's when I really pull that color into my inner corner, but mostly focusing on my outer corner while doing this step. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Princess, which is this awesome lavender shade, and I love it so much. Maybe it's just because it's purple and I love purples. And I'm just going to sweep this over that color before. I'm using a little bit of a different motion only because I wanted these two colors to really be married together and really as if I only applied one color, because I want both of them to blend out when I go to blend later on. So I'm applying that just directly over it with a light hand. Next, I'm taking this neon pink, and it's called Star Power. And I'm dabbing that in the corner of my eye, the outer crease. And then I'm just going to, with small sweeping motions, go ahead and drag that across my entire lid. This color, honestly, I don't know what to even say about this color. I would never ever in a million years go for using this color, but I feel like it just works. It works because, as you can see, if you drag it and you really blend it in, it can be a really light, nice pink color. But this color was also so buildable. I was not expecting it. And there was not a lot of fallout, which a lot of times you find that products that have the more pigment in them have more fallout. That's just how it works. And they become chalky and they have more fallout. But these shadows were not chalky, and especially this color, I was expecting tremendous amounts of fallout from this color with how bright it was. If you guys can see it for yourself, there is virtually no fallout from this color at all. There's a little tiny bit, but not that much. So I am just going to build up that color in my outer corner, in my inner corner of my eye, because I did decide that I wanted to do more of a halo eye. And so that means that my most pigment is going to be on the outer corner and inner corner of my eye. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going back in and lightly tapping some more color on the inner corner and outer corners of my eyes. Then I'm going back in with that princess shade, and I'm going to take this on a clean blending brush and just sweep that very gently all over the center of my eyelid. This is very important. You do not want to bring this all the way up into your crease because you already have that color in your crease and you want your crease to blend nicely. So you just want to keep this on your eyelid. So that's what I did here. I just swept it up to my eyelid. Then I just go in with a clean blending brush and I just sweep over that crease to make sure it's all nice and blended. Then I'm going in with Violence, which is a dark purple shade, and honestly my fave shade out of this entire palette. Of course, it's the purple shade. And very lightly, I mean, I picked up this product and I picked up this product onto my brush and I just tapped it off after, and that's when I put it into the inner corner. And then I'm going back in with Princess and I just swept that over the eyelids one more time. Now I'm picking up the color Rich Bitch, which is this gold shimmer shade, and honestly guys, I was so upset. As you can see here, I'm trying to put it onto a packing brush and highlight the inner corner of my eyes and absolutely nothing happens. And at this point I was so upset. I was like, are you serious? I was not expecting it. So I was like, you know, maybe I'll try something else. So I picked up a pencil brush and I swooshed it around in the pan and I really made sure I picked up a lot of pigment, and then I tried to reapply. I did not apply this wet at all. This is a dry pigment still. So I didn't apply it wet and it did work this time. So maybe it was just the brush I was using. I don't really know. Maybe it was that I made it wet. I have no idea. Now I'm just going to go ahead and wipe off that loose powder before finishing up my eyes. Next, I'm going in with Expensive, which is that bright blue shade, and using that same pencil brush that I used for the inner corner of my eyes, I'm just sweeping this along my waterline. And for some reason, to me, I didn't think that this was blue enough, which on camera, I know right now it looks super blue and you're probably like, what are you talking about? But when I was doing my makeup, maybe it was just my eyelashes seemed a lot darker or something. I don't really know what happened, but I didn't feel like it was blue enough. So I did go over my waterline quite a bit, and I also mixed in a little bit of Princess to help really drag that out. And that's what I'm using this flat definer brush for, is to just add a little bit more pigment in there and help really bring out that blue color. I also took a little tiny bit of China White in the palette, and I applied that to the start of my lower lash line. But then I picked up Black Rainbow, and on my lash line I just smudged this in the outer corner of my bottom waterline on my lash line, and then I went ahead and very lightly just tapped this on the inner and outer corner of my top lash line. I did not put this on my waterline on the top, but just tapped it onto the edge there. Then I went ahead and I blended these with a flat definer brush, kind of like the one I used to apply it, but I did make sure that this one was clean. That way I wasn't picking up any of that black pigment. Then using a Tarte bronzer, I believe this one's called Park Ave Princess, if I remember correctly. I'm just taking my way too expensive Tom Ford brush and just bronzing up my face a little bit. This is my absolute favorite brush for bronzer. It's just so big and it makes it so effortless. It just gets every part of your face as soon as you need it to, and it just, oh God, I can bronze my face in literally 3 seconds with this brush. It's crazy. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that really quickly. And then, of course, I'm using that same bronzer to just contour out my nose and draw some more attention to my already very large nostrils and nose. But, you know, whatever. Gotta do what you gotta do. I use an e.l.f. brush to contour out my nose, and I think it's a face contouring brush that they made, and I was like, this is way too small for my face. What are they talking about? So I use it for my nose. Next, I'm taking a NARS blush. I cannot talk today. I'm taking a NARS blush, and this is in the shade Orgasm, and I'm taking a Sigma E4 brush, which is my favorite blush brush, and I'm just applying that all over my cheeks. Then I'm going in with a Becca Cosmetics highlighter, which my footage cut out here, so you don't see me apply that, but I did apply it to my cheekbones and down the center of my nose. I believe that shade is called Pearl. Next, using 2 Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks out of his new collection, I'm going in first with the shade 714, which this shade was actually not released solely with this collection. This shade was released previously and was brought back by popular demand. This was also the only shade in the collection that does not smell like watermelon, as Jeffree said that his formula was going to be manipulated if he added the scent in with this pigmentation for some reason. But you know, stuff happens. But this is the first time he's ever put scents into his liquid lipstick, so it got me really excited, you know. The next one I'm going in with is Watermelon Soda, and I was going to make the outer part of my lips a little darker, but I was like, nah, let's not do that. So I made the inner part of my lips a little bit darker, and I just ombreed this out. I just used my finger to blend it out just a little bit, and then I was good to go. And there you guys have it. This is the completed summertime look. This look is obviously not an everyday look, but you know, I had a lot of fun creating it, and I hope you guys recreate it and tag me in posts and pictures and tell me what you'd like to see next. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Bye!